So the first part of the recipe involves making the yeast, and it's really, really important that the yeast rises, because if it doesn't get all frothy, it won't actually work and the challah won't rise. So to make the yeast, what you do is you take your bowl with sugar and you take 1 spoon out of the sugar, and in your measuring jug here, you measure out 400 millilitres of warm water. You don't want it to be too hot because it will kill the yeast. So I'm just going to try and measure that out now. Put a bit too much cold water in, so a little bit more goes in of the hot water. Right, perfect. So I currently have my 400 mils of warm water, which is here. And I'm going to pour that into this bowl here. So 400 mils of water, warm water, but not too hot. And then into that warm water goes 1 tablespoon of sugar. And that needs to be whisked. Once you can't see the sugar anymore, you can then add 2.5 teaspoons of yeast. So two and a half teaspoons of yeast goes into that mixture, and then it needs a very quick whisk. So just so you can see, it's whisked. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it inside this saucepan. So we've got the saucepan, the bowl, and on it goes a lid. And then we're going to leave that for 15 minutes. And what should happen is that the yeast and the sugar react, and the yeast gets really, really frothy, and then you're able to use it. In the recipe, I do say that if the mixture doesn't get frothy at this point with the yeast and the sugar, then do it again, because it won't, the challah won't actually come out, it won't rise properly, and it will probably be raw in the middle. So I'll show you in the next video how the yeast needs to look.